Hey everybody, this is Rory McDonald from MacDonald and Associates coming to you with the next episode of Tuesdays with Rory. I have some special guests in the studio. Very excited to have you guys in. This is Guardian Design and Build right out of Macomb County. You guys do all of Macomb County and really the state. Very excited to have them on and share kind of what it is that they do, what they're all about, even how we connected. We can go down that road too.
Sure, yeah.
But before we jump in, you guys just want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. First day of school pressure here. John Wickersham, 32 years old, born and raised Macomb County, Michigan. Within Guardian Design Build, I manage contractor relations, setting up the relationships with the contractors that are actually going to perform the projects, and residential construction on the consumer end.
Awesome.
I'm Zach Lennon, born and raised in Romeo, Michigan. I've been around here my whole life. I went to school for architecture and been basically working on this for the last 15 years or so, and yeah.
Love it.
Mike McCracken, Guardian Design Build, grew up in Macomb as well. 30 years old, and I handle all the client relations, just making sure everything from point A to point Z is handled in a smooth transitional process.
I love it. I love it. So people are probably listening and going, hey, I hear contractors, I hear, the design side of things, I hear customer service. What is Guardian Design and Build? Help us out in understanding that.
Guardian Design Build, it's just a way to make the process smooth, informative for the client. A lot of people coming, they get quotes from other contractors, other people, and there's always a hiccup or a gray area, and we want to make a process that is from like point A to point B. It's simple, it's smooth. You're informed. There's no shock. There's no surprises. There's no you never mentioned this. Mm-hmm. And we try to make it like how you explained your office, a one-stop shop.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So to give you guys a quick idea, like the idea of designing, and you're speaking really, like the words that you're saying are from a customer service point of view,
Absolutely.
which is
Correct.
Amazing that you're the customer service guy, right? Like that's really good. But the cool thing about us connecting and us getting to know each other, we connected right on Instagram, saw some of your guys' stuff that you guys are doing on there. Essentially what I noticed looking online, Guardian Design and Build is taking older, I'll call it more dilapidated or outdated structures, whether that's homes, commercial buildings. You guys do commercial as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yep. Taking them and building them up and making them look more modern, this is the architectural side of things, so I'll let you speak to it, but really bringing life to buildings.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll let you speak on that really quick, Zach.
Sure, yeah. So, really what this is all about is we've found that in traditional design and then bid approach to any type of renovation, any type of project, there's a huge disconnect between the design and then the actual construction portion. And what we've kind of come to the conclusion on is that we need to approach everything with full transparency for the client up front, making it extremely stress-free and make it really a fun process for our clients, so that it's something that they should enjoy. And we know that every project that we start, we're going to be working with this client for the next 6 months, a year, sometimes a couple of years. So it's a relationship, and we want people to approach us and really feel comfortable in that we've got their back. We know this is going to be like a partnership over the next period of time. So what our approach is that we want to come with a design approach that's going to make their building appealing, whatever their target audience, whatever their goals are. If it's a restaurant and they're trying to attract new customers, they want to refresh it. We just recently finished the Mexico restaurant over in Rochester Hills, where it was an old honey tree restaurant that had a lot of regular customers, but the owner just was done with it. You wanted a new refresh. You wanted to attract young clients. He got a liquor license and wanted to add this whole new bar scene. So really, we had this space that just needed a new life, and we approached it with the owner's goals in mind. We put together all of the different design concepts through 3D photorealistic visuals. We even came up with a branding idea for him, and then we put together simultaneously the construction budget with everything that we were talking about. So in traditional, if we're putting together a beautiful design and then now the homeowner's happy, it's signed and sealed, and now they want to go and they want to get bids on this project, it's going to be sometimes come with a sticker shop. Maybe the homeowner designed it exactly the way they would like, but now that the construction time's coming, it's way over their budget. So now you got to go back to the drawing board and make some changes. We've just found that with our process, by doing design and build at the same time, there's complete transparency to the owner. And when it comes time to start the project, we are just ready to hit the ground running. Everyone feels good, happy, and it's a fun process. Like we really are just trying, that's our goal, is just to make it a very worry-free, fun experience for the owner, and then turn them into regular customers. That's really what it's all about.
I love it, man. I love it. And then, so you guys are hearing this is the architectural aspect of it, right? So you heard the customer service, and dude, we're on the same wavelength where it's like,
right.
Hey, are you happy? Yes. Okay, great. Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you to Zach, and he knows how to measure things, right? Like, but then there's your side of things, John, where you are the liaison in a lot of ways between the vision that exists, the customer service that exists, and this whole other world of construction.
Sure.
Right.
So I'm a big believer in, every brilliant idea, and I'll pump our tires a little bit. I think what we've set up and what our plan is a brilliant idea. It's first identify a problem, right? Identify the problem, and then come up with a solution, right? So we are, as we've described, right, we're working with end users, customers, whether it be residential or commercial, and then we're also working with contractors, right? We're kind of the middleman, the liaison, like you said. From a contractor side, their problem being a lot of these guys, they don't know how to market themselves or find these projects or figure out what is their best use of time, right? I mean, a lot of them have been doing it. They're stubborn. I get it. I'm stubborn also, but a lot of them, it's just their website and, hey, look, here's projects I've done in the past, right? Call me, or word of mouth. But there's so many different levels that they can add to that, right? And partnering with someone like us to bring you qualified leads, is a way to do that, right?
Yeah.
We know how to market ourselves. We know how to market you, right? Let's meet, let's figure out the solution to get you more business, right? On the consumer side, I'll use myself as an example, right? I've done projects at my house. A lot of them I just end up taking on myself.
Sure.
And not necessarily because of price, right? A lot of it is because you talk to somebody, I just finished my basement, right? So, hey, give me a quote to finish my basement, right? You give you the quote, it looks great, I love it, I'm excited, I can visualize what I want to do. And then all of a sudden, well, we can start next year, and you know what? I'm stubborn, I'm impatient, just like a lot of our clients are, right? They visualize, they have a vision, they have a dream, whether it's a basement, a bathroom, a pool, you name it, right? And they want that as quickly as possible, right? And I don't blame them. Like, if I visualize all my friends sitting in my basement around my bar, watching hockey, watching football, I want that thing done like as quickly as possible. And from the consumer side, that's what we bring to them, right? Is we will find, based on our network of contractors, right? We'll balance their schedules. We'll qualify them for your project. We'll have them out there as quickly as possible because, you don't deserve, or you shouldn't have to wait, right, to move forward, especially if you're excited about it, right? We want to strike while the iron's hot. We want to deliver on what their vision is, what they want. So that's basically how this thing was founded. Is contractors have an issue, let's help them. Customers have an issue, let's help them. Right?
Yeah.
We're a matchmaker, problem solver.
I love it. So. I love it. The matchmaker of contractors and homeowners.
I love it. Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So help me out understanding too, like you guys have done some projects just recently too. Do you want to speak to that a little bit before we move on to the next topic? Like what are some of the things that you guys have done so far this year, or even in the past couple of years, just to kind of give some people the ideas? I know you mentioned the Rochester build that you already did.
Yeah. Well, sure. We could share one that we just we had a very successful project just wrap up in Pleasant Ridge, and the homeowner had a very, very tight deadline because they had to they were trying to sell the lot next to their house, and their sunroom was encroaching on the over the setbacks by 3 feet. They needed to remove it, so the 3 feet from the sunroom, and they needed it done ASAP. So. We had put together the full sort of design approach to it. We put together a general contractor that was able to get out there, and with working with the client, and I'm talking on a daily basis. We were answering calls and making sure he felt comfortable. But this is something completely out of his comfort zone. We gave him a timeline of 1 to 2 months that we'd finish it. We just wrapped it up in just shy of a month. Wow. He invited us to his Christmas party last weekend, which was a lot of fun. He was excited to share us to, introduce us to a lot of his friends and things like that. And like that was, I would say, in a perfect scenario, this is like what it's all about. We got his job done. He's super happy. He's talking about us, and it was just it worked. It's proof in the pudding.
100%. That's awesome. So the fact that you said 2 months, dude, that's like we recently we worked on our basement as well. We purchased a home that was a foreclosure, and so like everything needed to be redone, including the stuff that they tried to do that wasn't done right.
Yeah.
And so it was crazy, and it took a lot longer than what we expected it was going to take. And so the fact that you're like 2 months to I mean, that's a much bigger deal in my opinion. I don't know as much as you do with having the architectural background, but I got to imagine that's a bigger project than throwing up some drywall in a basement.
Well, and with every project, there's always those unknown, skeletons in the closet that erupt. And even on this project, it happened where there was a footing that we didn't even know was there, but you don't know it's there until you start doing demo and you start digging up. So things like that happen. And I think having that good relationship with the contractors is what allows us to design on the fly, come up with a solution, move on, and inform the homeowners so they're aware of it. They aren't stressing about it. This is what we do. Move on.
Yeah.
And we take pride in vetting the contractors, right? Because at the end of the day,
it's
our name. It's our name that's on the line, right?
Yeah,
so,
you have to.
We work with people we trust. They're quality craftsmen.
We expect the best,
and they get things done in a timely manner, right? Because we only want happy customers.
Yep.
I love it. My guess is you do that with everything too, though, right? Like I gotta imagine that you guys are, if you haven't, you're gonna run into situations where somebody's like, hey, I want to do X work within my house, and now you're going, okay, well, funds wise, how do you plan on doing this, right? Or in the terms of a business too, because you're coming from the standpoint of a commercial lender as well. Do you mind if I bring that up?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay, so coming from the standpoint of a commercial lender as well, you're also going like, hey, this is going to increase revenue, so now it makes sense for us to pull equity out. It makes sense for us to pull X loan out because this is going to increase business.
Correct.
Right? So my guess is you vet those people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We try to offer on my commercial lending side or background, right? I understand the power of a monthly payment, right? You're in real estate, right?
Yeah.
How many people pay cash for the homes you're selling?
Not a lot.
Exactly. So
to be specific, because I think it's like 9%.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and you understand the value in adding equity to your house, right? Well, if you're going to do that and you're not planning on going anywhere anytime soon, why not use someone else's money, right? So we also partner with lenders to be able to offer that type of a solution for somebody that isn't able to or doesn't want to stroke a check for $50,000, for example, up front, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
So,
yeah.
That's just another way that we, aim to help our clients. It's a one-stop shop. It's a package. It's, let's build it out. Like Mike was talking about earlier, right? We want you to be as comfortable as possible with your project, because obviously you had the vision, you want this. So here's how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be a wall that's going to get in our way. We're going to knock it down.
Literally,
yeah.
Especially with a project. A project
No
is
pun
an
intended.
idea. And people want to turn their ideas into realities. And if you want to provide them every solution possible to create that reality. But if they don't, if you say, hey, I don't know what to do here, we don't have any lending opportunities for you, or we don't have this avenue covered, well, then essentially what are you? You're just you're a number. You're another person giving them a quote and,
Hoping they call.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So next question that I kind of wanted to jump in with you guys, and Mike, I'm going to ask you this because it has to do with the customer service aspect of it, and then your background too, being with your home inspector.
Yep.
You're a home inspector here in the state of Michigan.
Yep.
My guess is you do a lot of those for a lot of agents over the past couple of years.
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah. So also being the customer service guy and having the background of you guys are kind of all inclusive in a sense, right? Like you have the actual architectural background. I can't even say the word, right?
I'm with you.
You have the lender side of things. You have the connections that you guys have. You have the, quite honestly, this might be the most important thing is the home inspection side of things and being able to look at something and go, hey, whoa, we have a bigger issue here than you finishing your basement. There's a foundation issue. There's a problem. Let's solve this and let me help you, or whatever it might mean, right?
Exactly.
And really quick, just pull your mic up a little bit. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah.
I'm having mic issues, but speak to that a little bit if you can, like the customer service aspect of it. Like what's your guys' philosophy? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Like what's your goal? If somebody's like, hey, I worked with you, these guys, these are the people you need to call. What are the things you're hoping that they say about you guys?
That we kept them very informed, and there was no unknowns. You know,
love
I'll
it.
walk into a house as a home inspector and someone doesn't even know where their sprinkler shutoff is, a water shutoff. You'll have first-time homeowners or people that have been living in homes for 30 years. Where's my water shutoff?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that's your water main right there. That's your water shutoff. Oh, I didn't even know what that was.
Sure.
So our biggest thing is to create a situation where there's no unknown, you're informed, you're happy, and you're updated. You know, if you're not updated on a project and we're to stage 3, we want you to know we're at stage 3. We don't want you to say, well, who are these guys at my house? What's going on here? I have 5 grown men standing outside my house. You know, why are they here? Yeah. You're informed throughout the whole process. A lot of companies, they'll come in and they'll take on the project and they'll say, okay, you know what? We got a draw in the beginning, we got a draw in the middle, and a draw at the end. They're only caring about the draw.
Yeah.
So it's providing the clients enough information to keep them informed. And, you know, people got a schedule. So, you know, if you're scheduling with clients, like we did a bar in Shelby Township, and the lady had 4 quotes. Every quote besides ours was not willing to do after hours, so she was going to have to close for a week. So it's things like that extra step that goes a long way with the customer.
Yeah. So quite honestly, there's no other way to say it. Going above and beyond for the customer.
Exactly.
Period.
Creating a solution.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
That's
it.
the best way to say it.
And then from your point of view too, so like there might be people who are listening to this who are like, hey, you know, like we just moved into this house and we're considering doing this within our home. Is it a requirement that they use you guys when it comes to the build if they have an interest in getting an idea of your vision when it comes to the architectural side of things?
No, and every project's different. Sometimes somebody's just looking for a design solution, and,
Sure.
and they might already have a builder in mind that they work with, or they know it's a relative or friend or whatever. But no, I mean, there's no like we must do it in a certain way.
Sure.
Obviously, we'll come up with design packages, and we know things happen, budgets change, or life happens. So no, I mean, we're happy to do whatever part of the project and come in and help at any point. It doesn't have to be a certain process. You know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in terms of somebody reaching out to you for that specifically, right? You're give us a call kind of deal. Right?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's not just in-house design too. We have just like we have a network of contractors. We also have a network of architects and designers,
Okay.
interior designers, interior decorators, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, engineers. So if in that, you know, depending on the type of the project, we have this network of people, large network that we can bring in that will be perfect for the project, that have the availability capacity to meet the project's timeline. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And then from your side of things too, with the contractors, like there's a customer service aspect when it comes to communicating with the homeowner or the owner of the business or whatever it might be. But then there's also a customer service aspect, I'm sure.
Correct.
When it comes to the contractor.
Yeah, I guess I do the short straw. I got to be the bad guy, right? Every once in a while, right? Because, you know, if a contractor, again, you know, like we talked about, our value proposition within Guardian is simplicity,
Yep.
right? Speed and quality, right? And if any of those are falling short, even if it's one of the 3, we're not living up to our standards, right? So a lot of that is managing the contractors, making sure that we're getting bids in a timely manner, right? Once a project starts, we have a timeline, we're going to follow that timeline. You know what I mean? You know, 10 years in commercial lending, I know that if I wasn't easy to work with, if I wasn't quick and I couldn't get somebody their funds in a quick manner, they're not going to work with me. You know what I
Right.
mean? I don't mean
It's
to
the same thing
I don't
with
mean
here,
to
man.
keep relating it back to,
No, it's
to,
the
to
same
real
thing
estate
here.
and lending, but you have a homeowner that wants to purchase a home. Right. You better be able to get them approved, right? And have them have paperwork ready to sign,
Yeah.
right? Because, you know, they have that vision, they see that home, they fall in love with it, they want it now, right? And it's the same thing with a project. So,
Yeah.
again, from a contractor aspect, yeah, I'll be the bad guy. I have no problem. You know what I mean? I have no problem doing that. But, you know, again, we vet the people we work with. We're
Yeah.
comfortable with them. A lot of them we've had relationships with for years. And, you know, quite honestly, we just want to work with people that we trust, we know, we love. We want to see everybody be successful. And,
Yeah.
and it's just a big cohesive group.
100%. So I'm even speaking from the standpoint of like,
I just shed a tear.
I'm even speaking from the standpoint and So in our previous conversation, obviously we talk before we jump on the podcast. But I'm thinking through some of the contractors that I know, and I just know they are so busy that they literally can't, in some ways, remember to pick up the phone and call that person back. Right. So I mean it from a customer service, and that's in that aspect of like, hey, I've got a buddy who owns a garage door company. His name's Isaac.
Sure.
Hey, Isaac, I just want to remind you, Mrs. Williams is asking about that garage door. Did you give her a call yet? I got to imagine that happens with you guys too.
Absolutely. And again, that's just another aspect is we are essentially, when we are partners, I'll call them partners with these contractors, we are basically a sales arm that they don't have to pay for. We're not on your payroll. You know what I mean? Like we are here to help you. Like we will take the weight off of your shoulders to communicate things to the client that you don't have time to do, because a lot of these guys they're super busy, right? I get it, but guess what? If a client calls, they want to talk to somebody, right? And they want to talk. And even if you miss them, I get it. It's where everybody's busy. I don't answer my phone every time it rings, but they want to call back. Mike talked about it. They want to be informed. You know what I mean? And if a contractor goes a day, 2 days, and they're not getting a response, you're not going to have a happy customer. But like you said, we aim to take that weight off of a contractor and obviously off a customer as well.
I love it. I love it. Dude, I'm glad that I had you guys in today. It's funny for all of you real estate agents out there that are like, the market's so hard, or lenders or inspectors, or people who own businesses just in general. If you're out there, you're like, things are so difficult right now. This whole conversation started, 4 days ago? Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, I saw something that these guys posted. I shared it on my timeline on Instagram. Zach reached out to me and was like, hey, man, thanks so much for sharing it. And I said, hey, yeah, no problem. You want to come on the podcast? And that's how this conversation started, which I think is going to be a really, really cool thing for my clients, being able to kind of refer you over to these guys, and hopefully being able to partner with you guys when it comes to providing people with good service with home sales.
It's funny you say that, Rory. Now that I think about it, I think our new attack strategy will be to befriend realtors and go on their podcasts and then beg them for business, beg them for referrals. So it seems like a much easier solution. So
we can talk through that. We can chat. Yeah, that sounds good.
We'll talk off screen.
No, I love it. I love it.
Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if somebody is out there, they're watching this podcast right now, and they want to get in touch with you guys, whether that is revolving around, and I'm going to even shout out you guys' individual stuff too. They want to talk with you guys in regards to Guardian Design and Build and getting an idea of, remodeling their kitchen, or redoing the restaurant that they own, or getting in contact with you when it comes to either one of two things: commercial lending, because I want to be able to shout that out too, man.
Appreciate that.
You guys service a lot of people here in Metro Detroit, actually around the U.S.
We do, yeah. So we're nationwide. We're nationwide, but I have done a big bulk of my business in that aspect has been in Michigan. We do a lot of energy efficiency financing, LED lighting, boilers, refrigeration. And over the years, we've had strategic partnerships with DTE and Consumers Energy to have them refer business to us to help commercial clients locally and throughout the entire state. So it's been pretty cool.
I love it. I love it. So if you're interested in that, or if you are a contractor and you feel like you might fit with the mold of what it is these guys are trying to create and be a part of their network, you can reach out to these guys too. And then for you, with the Mr. Home Inspector over here, a lot of people might be listening to this go, I need to call this dude. And from the customers,
home inspections,
360 home inspections.
That's us.
I love it. I love it. So if somebody's watching this and they want to get in contact with you guys, how do they do that?
So you can go to guardiandesignbuild.com, or you can email us at guardiandesignbuild@gmail.com. Or you can, our social media is also Guardian Design Build for Instagram and Facebook. And I don't know, you want to give out the phone number?
Yeah, 586-419-8234. Give us a call.
He stays up late, so
I sleep like 3 hours a night, so feel free.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, do you need more coffee?
The problem is I probably drink too much.
All right. Well, I love it. Thanks so much, guys, for coming in today. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Being a part of this and being able to provide some really good content for our listeners, it's a blessing for me. So thankful for you guys. Thankful for you guys listening. Thanks for tuning in today's episode of Tuesdays with Rory. We will catch you next week. But besides that, you guys have a blessed day and a very Merry Christmas. See ya.